What do you do when your prince won't get over his palace drama? If you're Meghan Markle, you call up People magazine, then quietly paint him as the problem. Tonight, we unpack the glossy hit piece that has royal insiders screaming, "Divorce soft launch!" People magazine just dropped a sugary profile that looks harmless, until you notice Harry's name barely appears, except to brand him a moody royal stuck in the past. Meghan, meanwhile, is reborn as a solo mogul talking crystals, recipes, and moving forward. Is this the carefully curated first step toward a public split? Or the Duchess's boldest power play yet? Let's dissect every line, decode every source, and see why Buckingham Palace's icy silence might be the loudest response of all. People's midweek digital cover seemed innocent. 8-month-old photos of Meghan in pastel linen, no new shoot, no Harry. Editors pitched it as a catch-up on life and joy. But seasoned Sussex watchers know People is Meghan's preferred mouthpiece. Every quote arrives pre-approved like royal monograms. The article glows. Meghan is centered, loves slow mornings, and feels happier than ever. However, there's a glaring omission. Zero mention of Harry's current projects, no couple talk, no reference to joint ventures beyond a dusty wedding anecdote. Even stranger, the mag reruns year-old pics instead of fresh portraits. Industry insiders whisper Meghan wanted a profile alone. A new couple shoot would spoil the narrative pivot. The result? A solo love letter to herself, with Harry edited out like a bad ex on Instagram. Buried mid-feature sits the line that detonated royal Twitter. Meghan wishes her husband could feel less burdened by the past and more present in the life they've built together. Read fast, it sounds supportive. Read slow, it's pure blame shift. Meghan equals forward-thinking visionary. Harry equals emotionally trapped prisoner of Windsor trauma. Yet she never says it directly. An unnamed family friend delivers the blow, giving her plausible deniability. PR pros call this compassionate distancing. You don't attack the partner, you lament their baggage. The subtext writes itself. If we split, remember, I tried. He couldn't evolve. Across the Atlantic, sources say Harry's nursing fresh whiplash. He's relitigating Spare in therapy, mulling new lawsuits, and privately fuming that palace aides ignore his texts about King Charles's health updates. He believes Spare would spark empathy, but it sparked a royal freeze-out so frosty even Camilla forgets his birthday WhatsApps. Meghan's people piece pours salt. Now the world thinks he's the holdup to healing. Friends say Harry scrolls UK tabloids at 2 a.m., fixating on polls showing Brits want titles stripped. Yet Meghan's latest move signals she's emotionally past all that, leaving him looking like a man dancing alone at a party that's moved tables. Buckingham's response? Absolute radio silence, their harshest weapon. No leaks about paths to peace, no olive branches, just cancelled invites and a wait for Parliament shrug on title debates. William reportedly told aides, "Our focus is the crown, not California crises." Charles, juggling chemo and Commonwealth, quietly agrees. However, insiders say courtiers delight in Meghan's new narrative. Every People paragraph pushes UK public sympathy further toward the firm. In royal chess, silence starves the opponent of relevance. Meghan's glossy manifesto hit newsstands, yet palace aides didn't even schedule a rebuttal briefing. That's how done they are. Entertainment execs devoured the profile for subtext. Meghan bragged about creative pivots and teachable surprises, hinting at more solo content. Agents translated, she's open for individual deals, Harry optional. Netflix, already edgy after the bump twerk fiasco, paused marketing budgets for With Love Meghan until marriage optics stabilize. But lifestyle networks smell opportunity. One exec joked, if she's single, we greenlight 5 seasons overnight. Meanwhile, A-list pals stayed mute. Oprah posted a wellness quote, Serena shared workout reels, neither shouted out the People spread. Hollywood sees the branding shift and is waiting to pick sides once the divorce dust settles. Inside the charity HQ, staff divide into Team Progress versus Team Nostalgia. Meghan's camp drafts feel-good foodie partnerships, prepping a merch drop. Harry's aides push Invictus and mental health panels, projects lagging without his full attention. Budget meetings now feature color-coded columns. Couple projects versus Meghan only. Yet the foundation's biggest donors ask why Harry rarely appears on calls. CFOs worry arch brand clarity is eroding, and with it, corporate dollars. The vibe? Two startups sharing an office lease but pitching separate investors. HR nightmares loom if a legal uncoupling splits staff allegiances. UK front pages screamed, "Meghan throws Harry under Montecito bus," while US morning shows framed it as, "Strong woman, struggling husband." Each headline deepened the narrative divide. TikTok therapists analyzed the quote, diagnosing Harry with trauma looping. Twitter threads debated Meghan's quiet quitting of marriage duties. But the algorithm loves conflict. Engagement soared, ensuring every micro detail reached 100 million eyeballs. In other words, the people piece did exactly what PR wanted. Reposition her brand, spark talkability, and leave Harry holding the emotional baggage live on every feed. Royal historians note echoes of Charles Diana 92, glowing solo portraits, cryptic magazine quotes, and one spouse suddenly everywhere while the other sulks. We know how that saga ended. Annus Horribilis and a multi-million-pound settlement. Meghan's friends insist divorce isn't on the table. Yet veteran palace reporters swear the roadmap feels eerily familiar. First, the soft split in press, then the legal team meetings. Finally, a conscious uncoupling statement with joint custody bullet points. If history rhymes, expect a formal separation within a year, just in time for prime streaming rights. Backbench MPs keep floating petitions. Strip Duke and Duchess to protect royal dignity. Polling tops 70% in favor. Parliament's summer session could table a motion faster than Harry can refresh WhatsApp. Meghan's people makeover conveniently frames her as spiritually beyond titles, so if they vanish, she plays Zen survivor. Harry, who still calls himself Prince on LinkedIn, looks devastated. However, palace lawyers fear the optics. Do you punish both when only one keeps riling tabloids? Either way, the threat hangs like a guillotine, adding urgency to Meghan's solo brand acceleration. If Meghan doubles down, book deal, solo doc, maybe a Goop-style summit, she cements independence and monetizes sympathy. But she risks finalizing the royal freeze, losing the last trace of crown sparkle that sells luxury jam. Harry faces a brutal fork. Drop the royal baggage and hustle in Hollywood's therapy circuit, or fight for a family that's locked the gates. Standing still guarantees obscurity. Choosing wrong could cement sad spare status forever. One glossy people profile just redrew their trajectories. The countdown to #Sussex split, whether rumor or reality, has officially begun, and every click funds the saga. Grab popcorn. A single magazine spread, a single dagger quote, and suddenly the world sees Meghan cruising ahead while Harry stalls in royal quicksand. Is this the soft launch of the most lucrative royal breakup ever, or a genius PR bluff to jolt Harry into moving on? Drop your hot take in the comments, smash that like, and subscribe to Sienna's Scoop. Because if this people piece is Act 1, Act 2 is going to be wild.